Okay, back in the coffin car. It's been a little bit of a long day, but got quite a bit done. Had other things to do also, so I couldn't spend too much time in here. But basically, got the front end hung on it, spring, U-bolts, axle. The steering box, I tack welded the bracket in, so this way I can mount the box and I can take my measurements for the steering tubes that I need, the drag links. And also I came up with my idea for the steering, which is going to be a little bit funky. It's going to go from the box to the inside part of the motor mount. But I'm going to have to hang a pan on here first. I'm going to have to order the pan, or actually I have the pan that I'm going to use on the motor already. But I'm going to have to come up with an idea of how to get the steering shaft over to the steering wheel. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge because I'm not exactly sure where the pan is going to end up. I think we're going to have a limited amount of space in between the pan and this motor mount. So I think I'm going to shoot for that. I can't really go to where I wanted to up here because the exhaust is in the way. So the only other option would be to come inboard a little bit and drive it down a little, and I'll take the camera off and show you a little closer. And drive it down a little bit on this motor mount, on the motor cross member. So, you know, I ordered what I feel that I need. Hopefully I ordered the right stuff, and at least I'll be able to get from here to here and then figure out the rest, because I'm going to need the steering column to figure out the rest. So I ordered a few things, a bunch of stainless hardware. I ordered, and you know, for the most part, got the front end on, and it's in the right place. Measured it like 800 times. It's square. The only thing that is a little strange is the way that the radius arms mount to the frame. I have a little bit of a space here, so I'm not quite sure. You know, I don't want to force them all the way in the way it looks. You know, when you're looking at the pictures of the kits and things like that, because the frame I built is basically the same dimensions, just a little bit longer. Remember, we added the 2 feet in here. So I might have to machine some spacers for here, because I don't want to push it way in, and clumsy me. I don't want to push it way in and have a problem. And, you know, I didn't bother setting, you know, the camber or anything yet. Right now we're just in mock-up stage. All this has got to come back off once everything is on, and everything is set, and I know where everything is going. I can take it all out, finish some welding on this frame, a little bit of sanding, you know, just a little bit of Bondo here and there, not much. You know, just clean it up a little bit, and then I'm going to shoot it with a urethane black and let it dry and start putting it together finally. I still have to do all my final welding on the cross members, tranny, engine. I have to do final welding on this. The box mount, I have to do final welding on the torsion arm mounts, or yeah, the arm mounts, and that's it. A little bit of welding on the frame at the bottom. I got to flip it and weld it, and then just do a good grinding on the welds to get them a little flat, because up here we're going to have a flat area for the radiator to mount, for lights to mount, and for the tombstone to mount. And we should be in good shape. You know, we're getting there slowly and surely. We're moving along, and it's coming out good. Everything is fitting. Just one minor setback, and basically I'll show you here. Let me just gather it up. So the other day I started mounting the spring with the U-bolts and the hardware that came with the kit, and had to cut it all off. I started putting the nuts on, and you know, got to this point here. This one stopped turning. I mean, it's still turning, but it's not doing anything. Cheap nylock type nuts. Hardware was pretty crappy, and this one locked in, this one locked in, and this one locked in, so it became useless. I had to cut it out. I ordered the same U-bolt kit. I just changed the nuts. I got rid of the nylocks and I put stainless steel nuts on here, which I'm going to follow up with Again, this is just mock-up. I don't have the lock washers or anything in there yet. But I'm just going to use the lock idea. I'm not going to go with the Nylocks. Just, you know, bad experience. I can't deal with having to cut things off or reorder and, you know, and all that. So for the most part, we're looking pretty good. Let's get the camera off and let's take a little closer look. Like I tell you every week, I am not a cameraman. So basically, here's everything mounted here. You know, it's only, you know, it's not tight. It's just like a little past hand tight. All the hardware. This is all the temporary hardware here because I got rid of all that Nylock stuff because I feel that's going to become a problem. We got the Kingpins in. We don't got them totally in. We don't have them locked into place or anything. More or less just needed to get the spindles on so I could take my measurement for the rods. And here's the steering box. That's mounted in. I mounted it in level. You could pitch these a little bit, you know, forward or back to help you with the steering shaft. I prefer level, and we'll let the rods do the rest. And I temporarily installed the tie rods so this way I can take my measurements. And there's the other side. I just used the tape there to assist me in keeping it straight while I was doing my measurements. This side I had the tape on there also, but I took it off because, you know, we got limited room to walk right now. We're pretty crowded in here, and I have big plans on setting up a couple shelves which I received and just never got to it. So basically this is what we did. It doesn't look like a lot, but you know, a lot of measuring. As you can see, I got marks everywhere here. And here's the space I was talking about. It looks like here we're going to have to get a little creative and make some type of a spacer so this way the Heim joint, you know, will be locked in, you know, the joint will ride and move the way it should. Really just has to move up and down. Doesn't have to do much more than that geometry wise. So, you know, we're getting there. And I had all these parts. I showed them to you last week. I had all this stuff in stock already. The only thing I had forgotten to get was the U-bolts, and unfortunately, in order to get all this stuff on, I had to actually overnight. You know, they were like $40, I think, and it was like another $40 for overnighting. They'll reimburse me less shipping for the ones that failed. The shipping is only $8, but realistically, it's not my fault that the parts failed, so I really shouldn't have to pay the shipping. But whatever. I mean, $8 is $8. It's not going to kill anybody. And that's about it. So just got to deal with that right there. And again, I tack welded that bracket in on both sides. And you know, measured everything 100 times and then popped it in. Measured this a bunch of times, made sure everything was feeling good, looking good, and I try to keep a little bit of an angle from the box to the knuckle on that side. It just will assist in actual turning. I set the box center so this way, you know, I was in my neutral straight position, so this way the turns will just come automatically, and we can take our measurement. So everything worked out pretty good, and a lot of hardware is going to be replaced on final. And I'm not going to go with the Nylocks as much as I do like Nylocks. That U-bolt the U-bolt actually just aggravated me so bad that I said I'm not doing it again. I'm not taking another chance because I can't just keep ordering stuff because a Nylock screwed everything up. I mean, it literally froze on there. I couldn't get it off with a 1/2-inch gun. So, you know, enough's enough. All right, let's put this camera back up on the stand, and let's go from there. All right, so, you know, basically, like I said, it doesn't look like a lot got done, but it did. The other little pain in the butt that ate up a lot of time was the set screws, and I have them here someplace, if I can find them. Here they are. And these two set screws are what set the, what lock the Kingpin in. And I don't know if you can see them, but these little set screws, man, they were in there. I had to do a little light heating and I just had to keep working it with my little tiny impact gun, you know, just to kind of vibrate them out. And I got them out. I mean, really lucky. Got them out, and then I was able to do a slight hone to get the kingpins to fit, and everything worked out pretty well. I'm waiting for hardware for the steering arms also. I just got hex nuts in here now, but that's not going to work, so I'm going to have to use like the Allen head type screws. And everything is all fine thread on here. And fine thread isn't like, it's like taboo around here. It's like nobody has it in stainless. They all have the coarse stuff. So I ordered everything I need, so I should have everything before the end of next week. Or the end of this week, I should say. And that's about it, guys. So we're moving along. Now that I got this hung, I think the next project, like I said, is going to be the steering, just to kind of get it at least over here someplace. Or I can't even go underneath here because, let me just grab a pipe. I know it's going to be a little hard to see. And I'm trying to get someone to help me with the camera work so this way you can see more, make it a little more interesting. But even if I use that extension there, you know, I'm not going to get by that. I can't go on top of the frame. At least I don't think I can, you know, maybe I can. Maybe prior to doing the steering, maybe I'll try to fit the casket on here so this way I can see what kind of room I have. And maybe I can actually just kind of come up to about here and then just kind of run it, even if I got to run another straight one and then come back to the steering column, I could do that too. But you know, you got to just kind of keep thinking and rethinking everything. So maybe the next thing will be to cut the casket and get it on here, and this way that'll help me determine the steering. So I'd hate to do all that crazy stuff and then next thing you know it's like, ah damn, I could have just ran it straight. Yeah, it made it a lot easier on myself. But I guess that's about it, guys. It was nothing else came in, you know, nothing exciting. No new toys, no new tools. You know, just starting to plan a couple other builds. Planning, well, I'm not sure, like I said before, what the next one's going to be, if it's going to be the 34 Coupe or the 67 Camaro. Also, I got a couple of Harleys, some vintage Harleys that I need to get done. And I've kind of been doing a little research on what parts I need. And again, I have, I think, 4 Project Harleys. The rest of them are up and running. I have approximately 18 Harleys altogether, including some of the 2-stroke Hummers and Scats and things like that. So I believe it's only 4. It might be 6, because I come across stuff and I buy it and I forget that I bought it. So those are going to be a few projects, and we'll be doing those in the back garage, not here, because I'm already set up in the motorcycle shop with the lift and everything there. I got my 63 FLH panhead on there right now, which is a very rare bike. In 63, the FLH, there was only approximately 99 units made, so it's a very rare bike, and I'd like to probably get that one done first. I also have a WL that I'd like to get done second, so we're going to get into some bikes too besides, you know, just this car stuff. So again, if I had a little bit more room and I had somebody to work the camera, I'd be able to bounce between the 2 buildings without it becoming a nightmare in a project. But right now, we're just going to concentrate on the coffin car. We're going to get the body on the coffin, and then we'll go from there. So far, it looks like everything is going to clear. It looks like we're going to end up with approximately, I believe, 3 inches on each side on the interior of the coffin. So the motor should be away from the coffin, so this way we don't start blistering the paint. But I'm also going to insulate anyway. That's the trick. I got to do a lot of insulating. I got to figure out the floor. We're going to have to cut the coffin floor for back here where I'm going to sit, and we're going to have to create a transmission tunnel, and that's about it. Maybe next week, if all goes well, I'll hang the rear. The rear again is It's not going to be that hard to hang. Got to run a pan hard bar on there, which I have here someplace. There it is. You have the pan hard bar. Just got to do a little welding to get that on. The radius rods are already up here, sitting on top of the blanket, on top of the Chevelle. Still need to get back on the Chevelle for the interior, which, you know, like I said, I've been hemming and hawing about that headliner, but we'll see. It's just, I'm just not in the mood for that car right now. I want to get the bumpers on, but again, help is on the way. Thanksgiving is coming, so there'll be a few days that we're all here, and I'll be able to get a hand from my kids to get this car together. I did have both of them yesterday to help me, but we had to finish up a roof on the truck that we were doing, and you know, at the regular shop, at regular work, and so I couldn't bring them in here because regular work is more important than playing with cars. And I guess that's about it. I guess if you can, you know, like, subscribe, ask questions, and see you next week. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend, whatever's left of it.